All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're unpacking why artificial intelligence isn't just some handy productivity shortcut anymore, but a fundamental infrastructure shift that demands our immediate attention. Based on Isaka's extensive white paper, we're looking at a landscape where the adoption of AI is fundamentally changing the risk equation for literally every single enterprise out there. To really set the stage here, 88%. That's how many organizations are already using AI in at least one business function today. Just think about that for a second. We are way past the early adopter phase. AI is totally out of the laboratory and sitting right smack in the middle of your daily operations, whether your executive board has officially sanctioned a strategy for it or not.
But before we go any further, we really need to separate the sci-fi illusion from the actual reality. When we talk about AI today, we are definitely not talking about some sentient, conscious being thinking for itself. The reality is that these are highly advanced machine learning techniques and large language models, or LLMs. They're essentially systems trained on statistical pattern recognition that just predict the next logical word or action. And because of exactly how they're built, they can confidently hallucinate, presenting absolute fiction with the unwavering authority of a total expert. Understanding that limitation, that is the absolutely crucial first step to truly managing its risks.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the AI enterprise reality, the shadow AI problem, real-world AI perils, the quantum AI horizon, and finally, a governance playbook.
Okay, kicking things off with Section 1, the AI enterprise reality, beyond the laboratory. Look, AI has evolved at a totally dizzying pace. It's moved way past those fun little experimental consumer novelties and straight into fully operational infrastructure. It's now deeply embedded in the platforms we use every single day, stuff like Microsoft 365 Copilot and Google Gemini. These tools aggregate data across your emails, your chats, and your internal document repositories. The source material actually compares this to the creation of the internet itself. It's an absolute blaze of innovation engulfing every industry. If you're sitting there thinking this is just like the advent of 3D printing or smart devices, you are vastly underestimating the scale of this shift.
Which brings us right to Section 2, the shadow AI problem, or unsanctioned AI use.
You really have to wrap your head around this concept. Shadow AI is basically the widespread, completely unsanctioned use of these tools by our employees, operating totally under the radar of your centralized IT and risk management teams. Even if your executive team hasn't formalized an AI strategy, your employees sure have. They're actively feeding company data into personal accounts or third-party browser extensions, usually just trying to save a little time, which makes AI a durable, yet entirely unmanaged risk. Remember when tech titans like Apple and Samsung tried to just outright ban Gen AI tools? Yeah, that failed miserably. Why? Because employees quickly started treating AI just like email or spreadsheets. It is simply too useful to ignore. Attempting to ban it only pushes the behavior further into the shadows, proving that avoidance is impossible and active management is literally the only path forward. Moving on to Section 3, real-world AI perils. Because these risks, they're reality now. The attack surface here is just sprawling. On a societal level, we've seen deepfakes trigger actual financial market drops, like that fake AI-generated image of a Pentagon explosion back in 2023. Internally, it's all about severe intellectual property risks. I mean, Samsung famously had employees inadvertently leak highly sensitive internal source code just by using ChatGPT to troubleshoot their work tasks. And in cybersecurity, the barrier to entry for cybercrime has absolutely plummeted, leading to an explosion of automated phishing and highly sophisticated malware campaigns. And now, we're seeing the emergence of agentic AI. This is a massive leap from your basic chatbot. We're talking about autonomous systems that can independently plan, sequence, and execute multi-step cyber attacks. They can jump from system to system, what we call lateral movement, and just quietly steal data continuously, without a human ever pressing a single button. This effectively compresses the timeline of a cyber attack way beyond what traditional human security teams can manually detect or respond to. So that brings up a massive, looming question for every single business leader relying on these systems. If an AI chatbot makes an inappropriate remark, or if an automated system discriminates against a customer, or it leaks proprietary data, who exactly is liable? Well, the hard truth is that when an AI system fails, responsibility shifts entirely to the organization. Liability consolidates. It used to be that if an employee made a mistake, corrective action was directed at that specific individual. But when you replace or even just augment human tasks with AI, the legal and regulatory liability falls squarely on the shoulders of your enterprise. You own the outcomes of the algorithms you deploy. End of story. This escalating threat naturally leads us to Section 4, the quantum AI horizon, which is a massive systemic exposure. If we map this threat out chronologically, you can see just how fast our window is closing. Right now, at year 0, we're battling shadow AI and IP leaks. In just 1 to 2 short years, we're going to be fending off those agentic, autonomous attacks we just talked about. But look further out to the 5+ year horizon, we are accelerating straight into the terrifying intersection of autonomous AI and quantum computing.
Think about it. Right now, pretty much all of our secure digital traffic, identities, and databases rely on classical public key cryptography. But quantum computers possess the theoretical power to just shatter those traditional locks in a fraction of the time. To survive, the world absolutely has to migrate to post-quantum cryptography, or PQC. These are algorithms specifically designed to resist a quantum breach.
Now, you might be thinking, hey, quantum computing is years away. I'll worry about it then. But consider this terrifying strategy. Harvest now, decrypt later. Hackers are actively intercepting and stealing highly encrypted, sensitive data today. They're just sitting on it because they know that within a few years, quantum-enabled AI will easily decrypt it all. If your AI models are currently retaining historical data that's vulnerable to future decryption, your future security is already compromised right now. With stakes this incredibly high, let's turn to our final section, Section 5, the Governance Playbook, your actionable steps. ISACA actually outlines a highly structured 4-step framework for this. Step 1, identify the AI benefits specific to your organization's goals. Step 2, aggressively identify the risks, from data poisoning to hallucination. Step 3, adopt a continuous risk management approach, because AI evolves way too fast for a simple static annual audit. And Step 4, implement security protocols like identity governance, meaning knowing exactly who has access to what, and human-in-the-loop controls, ensuring a real live person is actively reviewing high-stakes AI decisions. You need to maximize the massive productivity rewards of AI while installing these non-negotiable guardrails.
Plus, you really can't tackle this future alone. You've got to establish a cross-functional quantum AI readiness team, and you need to do it today. They need to inventory your cryptographic dependencies, monitor the newly finalized NIST PQC standards, and plan out phased migrations. This isn't just an IT problem anymore. It requires legal, risk, and enterprise architecture all working together to audit your data longevity.
I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Decisions made today about data retention and AI design are going to absolutely determine your security tomorrow. The shift from human error to algorithmic failure means AI risk is, at its core, a leadership issue. In an era defined by extreme autonomy and unprecedented scale, is your leadership truly prepared to own the consequences?